A big hurdle in getting your teen into the college of their choice is the admission process, and many parents and students look to their school counselors for guidance.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there might not be enough counselors to give them all the information they need or advice that they can afford. And Dr. Cynthia Colon is the author of the book, Tips, Tales, and Truths for Teens. A former college admissions officer and private counselor shares real stories and candid advice to plan to apply for college.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. Such a terrible process, this whole thing. My daughter's going through it now. What is your overall bit of advice that you start off with when you talk to people about this whole thing?
You know, the book, there are 33 tips, tales, and truths in there. But honestly, my favorite tip is to tell everyone, 90% of the college application happens before senior year. And so really, I say that because, you can't change your grades. Your resume is established already. Even what you're going to write about in your essay has likely already happened. So the best thing to do is the earlier you can make a plan and get started on that plan, the better off you're going to be getting ready for senior year.
Does anyone read that essay? Come on.
Oh, yes. You know what? And I can tell you my favorite ones when I go back and I think, oh, there's only so many that stand out, right? Yeah. So a good essay is 1 or 2 drafts. A great essay is really going to take you 4 to 6 drafts.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to really get to the heart of why, what you're writing about.
You got to put some time into it.
Yeah, you got to put some time in. For sure.
Okay, you say that the process is demanding, that we know. I mean, now I'm hearing you have to have a 4.4 to get into some of these schools, which I can't imagine. They can overestimate as well as underestimate how much control they have over the whole process. Is that the case?
Yes. We do overestimate how demanding the process is, right? But students underestimate how much control they have. And so this book is really tips, tales, and truths. Remind students that they do have control. If you can do little things as a freshman, as a sophomore, and then as you build your resume and you turn into leadership, turn it into leadership skills. As you continue to build your plan, you're controlling the process. I have Amy, who's a former student, with just 20 minutes a day, about 3 hours a week of investment. She really improved her SAT score. She took that drive to improve her test score, her academics, and athletics. She landed at Yale University. So I don't think for a minute she regrets putting in that extra time, that extra investment in herself and all of her college application things.
You talk about how it takes a village to get through this process. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think we all need a cheerleader, an extra support system. So whether you're the first in your family to go to college or it's an expectation that you will go to college, you need your parents. I was lucky enough to have, my parents did not go to college. I'm the first in my family, but they supported my dreams, right? Then at school, I had my friends at Bellflower High School and my, the adults there. And then we also found Raul Vargas at USC, who helped guide me through this process. So it took a lot of encouragement. I knew nothing about the college admission process, when I was going through it because my parents didn't go. So I had to find those people who were going to sort of hug me and surround me with that support and guidance. And that's the village of cheerleaders that we all need.
This might be a bit of a sideline question, but how much damage can kids do with social media, or do colleges kind of...
They look at that, right?
Good question.
That's a father in you. That's a father question. That's a good question. And what we used to always say is, hey, if you have, you got to be mindful of what you're putting out on social media. It lives out there forever. And I don't think there are enough people who can say that to teens as much, right? So when I worked at Vassar College, we used to say, if you have some funky email address, change it to something just normal. If you
like
have
party girl,
at
AOL.
USA,
Party girl is not a good
idea. So change it up. So be mindful of that. That what you're putting out there. And there have been times that colleges have reneged on their admission because of what they see. What you're putting out there is your brand, but it's also now connected to the college that you've been admitted to, right?
The book is available at Amazon.com, and you can follow Dr. Colon on social media and learn more at her website, as well as tipstalestruths.com. Really great information and important to those getting ready to apply.
Can you write a book on how to pay for college?
Yeah, maybe that should be my next one, right?
Yeah, that's the follow-up book.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for
Have a good
coming
day.
in.
You too.
Still to come on the KTLA Morning News.